My name is Nathan Ferguson. I am a maths teacher and an ed tech consultant as well. Been working with Canva for quite a while, and I've seen how it can transform education for teachers, for students. And today we are going to go over some of the basic skills. Make your lessons engaging. This is what we're going to be doing today. As mentioned, my name is Nathan Ferguson. The general plan for today will be: what is Canva's educational services, preparing the classroom, keep everything organized, and then create engaging learning experiences. So, what is Canva's educational services? An interactive educational platform designed specifically for kindergarten through to 12th grade, containing everything you need to transform your teaching style. Why is Canva considered free for education? One, they want to build one of the world's most valuable companies. And two, we do our best to do good. That's kind of the philosophy. Have you ever visited this place? Now, as a maths teacher, I know I was here many a time when you're trying to finish a presentation and trying to do an activity and it seems to be taking longer than you really want. Well, what we're trying to do is create an environment where it's like this, it's relaxed, essentially everyone's enjoying themselves and it's a good experience. So the first thing we need to do is create an educational account. So in the chat, please, if you have an educational account, now there's two types. There's a teacher account, okay, and then there's a school account. All right, any of those educational accounts, we need to create those. So if you do not have one, I'm going to show you the process of going through. If you do, just write yes for me in the chat now, just so I know who has it. If you don't, what I'm going to need you to do, okay, is I'm going to need you to go to this site, okay. I'm going to put it in the chat. So you can sign up, okay. It's canva.com/education. I'm going to put it in the chat now. Okay. Okay. If you haven't, please do sign up now. It's really important. If you have a school email address, all you have to do is put in that school email address and it should be fine. And essentially what we're looking for is once you've signed up, you shall see you need to see classroom. That's what we need on your main menu. On the main menu, okay, we need to see classroom. All right. So on your main menu, we need to see classroom. That's what we're aiming for. So this is my design menu. If I press that home, then it'll go back to the main menu. We need to see. Okay, so if you have, just write yes, please. If you've got a teacher or a school account, if you haven't, please click the link and try. I'm going to give you a couple minutes just to try that. It's really important, okay, because there are some features that will be very helpful for you moving forward in the future. I'm going to give everyone a minute or so to try that. Okay, just give a minute or so just to have a go, please. Okay, if you're having trouble, please do message in the chat. Okay, if you're having trouble, please do message in the chat. Okay. I'm going to continue on. If you are having trouble, please do message in the chat and I will try to help from there.
Sorry,
Okay.
Nathan. I'm
Yeah.
just here watching the chat, so you can just continue the presentation. I'll try to help people with their comments.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Okay. So that is the setup. We need an educational account, and we're going to see why in a moment. So preparing the classroom. How can I set up a classroom? Okay. Well, there's different types of classroom, but what we need to consider is Canva and Google Classroom's a seamless integration for easily assigning, collecting, and evaluating creative works. All of this without leaving the classroom at Canva. Okay. Other educational platforms, LMSs, you can share a link, you can use code for students, and they are building integration. All right. But not all of them have it currently. So please do bear that in mind. Now, preparing your classroom. How do I do that? We're going to click on Classroom from the main menu. And as I just mentioned, that's why we need a teacher account or a school account. Click on Create a Class or import icon if you have a Google Classroom. Name the class and then choose how you will share. Okay, I am now going to demonstrate that. Okay, Classroom. Create a class. Let's create a Canva class. Continue. And this is where we have share options. We can copy, invite link. We can add all the emails. Okay, we can do it via code or Google Classroom. And this is where your options are. Okay. Any questions before I move forward? Okay. All right, it's your turn. You will see on the sheet, the workbook that I've given you. This is there for you. I want you to try and create a classroom, please. All right, I'm going to give you a minute to try and create a classroom. Okay, if you need any more time, I will add it. Okay, thank you. Let's see if we can add a bit of music. There we go.
Nathan, you're on mute.
Okay, put your thumbs up if you managed to create a classroom. Okay. Well, if you didn't manage, you will have the video after the recording and you will have the workbook so you can try that out later. Okay. Design search. So a lot of what you might want to design can be found in templates. Okay, and you can in Canva, there's a button where you can press a plus button and it allows you to create, and then you can choose education. All right, and that allows you to create a template and different types of template. So how do teachers prepare those assignments with in templates? So I'm going to demonstrate that to you as well. So first of all, we'll create a template and then we'll show how to assign. And as you can see, there's a button here that says assign. Okay, I'm going to go through the whole process in a moment. Okay, allows you to assign, and another method is share. Okay, so you can share by a link and other options as well here. So let's go through the process. Okay. Okay, so first of all, we'll go to create. Then we'll go education. Okay. And then we want a presentation. Okay. Once the presentation comes up, on the left-hand side, you're going to see templates. There's going to be templates for many different educational presentations. Okay. You can type in what you want. Just to kind of demonstrate, I'm going to click this first one. Okay. I can apply just some slides or apply all. Okay. For now, I'm just going to apply all slide, 26 slides. Okay. Okay. Once that is applied, I can then assign it. Okay. We have options here. When we're assigning, I can assign via link, or I can assign students Canva. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you were able to create a classroom as I assigned to students in Canva, you will see the classrooms here. So for example, I want to assign to this, the Canva classroom, I can assign this. Okay. Now, my classroom would be able to see that. And if I wanted to create a link to copy and send to them, say for example, I was using Teams and I wanted to add the link there, or I can get an assignment code as well. Okay. If they didn't have access to Canva, I can also share, as mentioned before. And now there's a few different options here. You can, first of all, you can do a public view link. That means they will just see it, but they can't interact with it. Okay. You can do a template link. This is what I have sent to everybody today. A template link means that everyone's going to have their own presentation, so they can edit it and tweak it. You can do a learning session that only lasts for a few hours, and essentially everyone can share with it as well. Okay. So there's a few different options that we can do. Okay. Any questions before I move forward? Okay. Right. Okay, that's excellent. Okay. All right. Keep everything organized. It's one of the most important things that I've seen often that people make mistakes with. And the reason being is because when you get to Canva, organizing it is really, really important because you can mislay your design. So how do I organize my designs in Canva? Okay, all designs are automatically saved in the projects section. Okay, it's the design section. So none of your designs will ever be lost. Okay, so organize your designs in projects. Create a folder. Okay, you click on projects from the main menu, select plus, and then select a new folder. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate that now. Again, from the home menu, okay, we click on projects. See the plus, and we can add new folder. Okay. You should move all your designs to folders. Okay. When you've created a design, essentially it will just be in your designs folder. All right. But it sometimes, if you've created many different designs, it's hard to find. You can always search the name, but it's important to be able to know how to move a file into the folder. So I'm just going to demonstrate that now. So I've got designs here. Okay. I've got something untitled. Okay. If I need to do more than one, I can click on them like this. Okay. And then I can go to move. All right. Okay. Move. And this will allow me to move it to the relevant folder. Okay. Okay. Now it's your turn. Okay. I want you to go to projects, add a new folder. Okay. I'm going to give you a minute to do that. Can we put a thumbs up if we manage to create a folder, please? Just so I know. We're going to be doing some more interactive activities in a moment, but just getting this structure is really important. Okay. Or yes in the chat. All right, let's continue. Create engaging learning experiences. One of the most important things. Okay. How can I create more engaging lessons? Create engaging learning experience in seconds, not hours. Okay. Worksheets and educational documents, presentations, and opinion polls. Worksheets. Okay. Useful features for worksheets. We've got translation, magic write, and add elements. Okay, so I'm going to go through the steps and show you, and then you are going to have a go at making a worksheet. So again, we are at our home menu. Okay. Okay, we can go. Now, there is a few ways to create worksheets. I'm going to go through 2 different ways that we can create worksheets. All right. So, first way, we go to create. Go to education. Okay. And in the education, we go to worksheet. Okay. And now we'll see some templates of worksheets. Okay, number coloring. You can type in what you want, and then you can get a worksheet from there. Okay. I'm going to choose, I think, roll the dice. Okay. So this is an activity where you roll the dice and you have to say your favorite movie, favorite animal, favorite holiday. Okay. Now, another way we can create a worksheet. Okay, another way we can create a worksheet is by going to templates, clicking on worksheets, and we'll have worksheets here as well. Okay, we can type in the search what type of worksheet you want. Let's say animal. And look, we've got worksheets about animals. Okay. Now it's your turn. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 minutes and I want you to try to create a worksheet. Okay, if you need any help, you still got another minute, but if you need any help, please do message in the chat. The main thing is for you to be able to do these activities. By the time you leave this session, you can take this to your classroom or share with your colleagues and you can utilize this. Okay, you got another 30 seconds. Okay. So when doing sheets, I'm going to show you a few little tricks as well. So what we can do if we needed, we had an EAL student, we needed to translate, then you can go to apps and you can find this translate application and it will you choose the language and it will translate your sheet for you. Also, if you wanted to give it an instructional video, there's something where you can do AI voice and you could just type in what you want it to say and then you can utilize the AI voice. So there is a few little extra tools in there as well. So educational documents, all right? We can change in templates, we can magic write, and we can add different elements. So I'm going to give you an example again. We will go to home page. We'll go to create. Go education. Or docs. Okay, depending on what type of document you want to write. I'm going to write A4 document. Okay, there's a icon over here says magic write. You can also get to this by clicking the plus and magic write, or you can press a forward slash and it will allow you to write magic write. 3 different ways to get to it. Now, I want to create a document on test about shapes for a year for year 7 students. Okay. Now, the key thing to know, this ain't going to be exactly everything what you want, but it's giving you a template. Okay. And you can then decide, okay, I like this question, I don't like this question, just something to prompt you and start you off. But it is as easy as that to create a document. Okay. Okay. So as I mentioned, there's many different ways to use Canva and get to documents and things like this. Okay. So another way we can get to documents is by going to our home page and clicking Docs. Okay. Now, it's your turn. I want you to create a document. I want you to use Magic Type and then do a lesson or teaching plan. Okay. Using Magic Write. Any questions, please do add to the chat. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do that. Okay, you have another minute. If you do have any questions, please do write in the chat. Okay. Okay, another 20 seconds. Remember, at the top of the chat is the workbook. At the top of the chat is the workbook. Presentations. Now, we are all doing presentations as teachers. We are presenting every day. Okay. So it's very important that we have some tools that can help us with that. Now, we spoke about Magic Write earlier. We spoke about translation earlier. There is also, we can add elements. We can add animation. Okay. In elements, we're going to speak a little bit more about that later. But in elements, you have forms, you have sheets, you've got different animations. Okay, I did mention earlier, we can also add an AI voice in our intermediate, we also talk about how you can have a video that can record all along your presentations. There's many different things that can be done with presentations. But the question is, how do we create our presentations? So again, we go back to our home page. All right, there's different ways we can create presentation. We can go by plus the create button, or in our home, we can go to presentations here. So let's just go to our plus, education, presentation, and it will automatically come up with templates. Okay, these are educational templates. All right, we want educational templates, planets. Okay, let's submit that. Meet planets. You know your planets. Solar system. Okay, you make your choice. You click on it. Again, you can just add what you want, or you can apply all 15 pages and then take from there. Okay, all right, so if I wanted to add solar system, all right, I go back in, then I want to add a page here, I can go back in templates and add more. Okay, we have our solar system. I like something from here. Okay, I can add as well. All right, or as we showed, you can apply all. Okay, now it's your turn. Create an educational template for your lesson. Okay, so whatever subject you teach, I want you to create a presentation for, please. Okay, you're gonna have 1 minute. Okay, one of my favorite things in Canva is whiteboard. Okay, we're going to talk about that today, and we're going to demonstrate a few ways how we can share that and hopefully get everyone to do activities. Okay. Making learning visual using a whiteboard. Lesson notes, lesson planning, exit tickets, okay, graphic organizer, so much that it can do. Session agenda, KWL charts, graphs, drawing diagrams. There's a world of things that whiteboards allow you to do, okay? And I'm going to show you how we get to the whiteboards, and we're going to do an activity, okay? Now create something amazing on whiteboard. Planning with colleagues, group brainstorming, note-taking with students, group projects, planning, increased classroom activity. There's a world of things to do. Now, what do? First of all, we go to our home. Okay, we go to our home. We can go templates. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you where I get some of mine, but you can do this with education. Okay, right here, educational whiteboards. And you've already got some whiteboards here. Okay. Designed for you. Okay, educational whiteboards. You can create a blank whiteboard. Okay, and as we go to create as well, we can create a whiteboard in there too. Okay, and many different ways and many different types of whiteboards that we can do. Okay. Choosing a whiteboard. Okay. Okay. All right. And in the whiteboard, there is a few shortcuts that you should know. Press S. It gives you a sticky note and you can start typing in that straight away. Press L and you have a line that you can connect up to different things quite easily. Okay. I want a circle. Press C. Okay. Many different shortcuts to make it easier as well. And we can add many different elements. Now, we have an activity I want us to do together. Okay. I'm going to share this link in the chat. I would like us all to try. You do not need an educational account for this. Okay. You can just click on the link, please click on the link. And I really do want you to try this so you can get used to it. Okay, we can zoom in. Okay. And the question is, the use of mobile devices should be permitted. The use of mobile devices should not be permitted. Okay, I want you to get a sticky note and give me your opinion. And remember, we can have a sticky note by pressing S, or we can get a sticky note on this side menu with tools. Okay, sticky note, and we can choose the color that we want. Okay, I'm going to choose purple. I'm going to, what side? The use of mobile devices should, let's go, it should be permitted. Okay, why? So, students can use interactive technology if, only if the schools don't have laptops and tablets or tablets. That is my opinion. Okay. That is my opinion. As you can see, we can make it infinite size. Okay. All right, we've got someone that has posted. Okay, dragged. Is it too that you believe that mobile devices should be permitted? Okay, should not be permitted. Okay, let's see. Should not be allowed mobile devices in schools that can access social media accounts. I think that's an excellent point. So definitely, if they've got social media on their phone, I do not think it should be in. Okay, I'm waiting for a few more. Okay, I'm going to add a few sticky notes just in case people are unsure how to do the sticky notes. I'm going to add a few sticky notes so you can just find it. Remember, you can zoom in and add a few sticky notes. What is your thoughts? No wrong or right answer. Depends on the situation, I believe. But I would love to hear your opinion. Okay, that's it. Experiment. Do shapes, move it around. See? I'm going to put a smiley face. Look, do you notice how this smiley face is not showing? And that's because of something called layers. If I go to layers, what it allows you to do is be on top of an image or below an image. So I just wanted to put a smiley face for the first person and make sure the layer is above. Okay. Please do have a go. Remember, this is a session where all we want to do is make sure you have an understanding of these tools. You can utilize them in school and you can collaborate with others. So please do have a go. Okay, I'm going to give you another minute to try. Please do have a go. Okay, it's all about the experimentation, learning. So I'm just going to copy put that at background, and I'm going to put that in a layer, and I want it to be at the back, sent to the back. Okay. Let's put this layer sent to the back just in case that's what it was doing before. Okay, that's fine. Okay, there's many different experiments to do. And as I said, if you look in the chat, I've pinned a workbook where you can experiment and play with all these different things. It gives you the instruction. So please do have a go. Okay. Opinion polls and tests. Okay. This is something that we can always utilize in class. Add polls or quiz. All you have to do is select element. Okay. Okay. Got elements here. When you select elements, you are looking for forms. Okay. All right. Let's use for educational. And then you'll be able to adjust the questions and answers. Okay. So something I created earlier just by pressing it. We go here. Once we've got the form, anytime we need to edit, there's going to be a top bar here and you press edit. Okay. So which two statements are correct? And if I want only one statement to be correct, that's where I decide what two statements are correct. I write in my question here. If I wanted to add more options, just by adding that, it will automatically add. If I want to delete that, I can delete that. Okay, you can add Options, we can have short answers, multiple choice, check boxes, okay, a variety of polls and quizzes, depending on how we want to edit it, okay? And that, so we have many different options. Okay. Okay, let's try the test together. Okay, I'm going to share a learning lesson with you. So you have access to this sheet. I'm going to put the link in Teams. And what is the capital of England? What is the capital of England? Okay, you all have access. What is the capital of England? I'm going to look at this and edit. English teacher would say, where is the question mark? So I shall add it. Okay, that's how quick and easy it is to edit. Okay, what is the capital of England? Now, I think waiting for a few people to make. Okay, I think it's London. Okay, submit. Correct response saved. Okay. Okay. That is how you can interact with polls in class, whether you're sharing. I've given you this as your workbook. I've given you access to this as a learning session for now, so you will have it for 2 hours. Okay, you'll have the workbook for as long as you want, but this is a kind of a learning session. I'm trying to show you all the different ways that we can use the sharing. Okay, let's try a poll. Okay, it's the same. Go to forms. I'm just showing you through edit. Essentially, we've got a question. We've got options of English, maths, or PE. Okay, and as you can see, there's an option for a poll. That's what it gives you. Okay, so anytime you need to do a poll, it gives you that option there when you're creating a form. What subject do you prefer? Okay, everybody, on slide 44, what subject do you prefer? Well, for me, it's going to be maths. I submit it. Okay, can everyone choose? What subject do you prefer? We've got someone's English. Okay, now, as you can see, submit new response. Okay, at the bottom allows someone else to make a choice if someone's already made a choice. Okay, so I've done submit new response. Okay, so if you want to try, all right, I've also added this to your workbook. Okay, of activities. All you have to do is press whatever your subject is and it will do a poll. Okay. Okay. Your turn. Okay, I want you to do an opinion poll or a test. Okay. Not on this sheet, please, on the workbook that I gave you originally. It's pinned to the chat. Okay. I'll give you a copy of it again, just in case you don't have it. If you look at the top of the chat, I gave a workbook. Go to the chat and send that again to you. Walid, if you can copy that, that would be helpful. If not, I'm just going to get it now and make sure. Okay. I believe this should be the link. Okay, to your workbook. Okay. Please have a go. Please have a go. opinion poll, tests. Okay, you can use Magic Write to do it as well. That's what I want you to experiment with. They give you, I think a minute should be reasonable. If we need more time, no problem. Okay. Please do it in your workbook. We're going to send a video over so you'll be able to see all of these sheets as well. Thumbs up if you managed to create a poll using Magic Write. Gave you a couple of extra minutes. See if you created that. Okay, excellent. Amina. Okay. Now, everything that we've showed you is just the basic foundation of Canva. We have an intermediate and an advanced session. In intermediate, as we just created kind of templates and tests and polls, you can do that in a bulk. So say, for example, you wanted to create 20 individual tests, and it was like spelling test or fraction test. There's a way that we can do that using Canva. Using Canva AI, we explain on the intermediate session and many other things. They're all recorded. It is free for you, so I would say utilize it while you can. This is the end of this session. Thank you very much, and please do email us or contact us if you do have any questions, further questions. Thank you.